Good morning to everyone. I, Shilpa Halvar, Lecturer, Department of Civil Engineering, GPW, Hubli. This semester, I am teaching the subject Building Planning and Drawing. In that, today I am teaching the second chapter, that is Site Plan and Line Diagrams. Okay, so before going to the site plan, first you understand what is before going to the site plan, first you understand what is building bylaws, because so for drawing a site plan, the building bylaws are very much important. So why you have to consider the building bylaws means you should get proper ventilation, lighting, etc. to your building. So that's why for the construction of building, front side, rear side and the sides of the building, you should keep or you should leave the space to get the air and light. Okay. So next, these building bylaws will be given by some authorities, like it may be a architectural authority or any municipal authority or civil engineering authority people or any electrical engineering authority people or town planning engineers. So those people will give the building bylaws according to the area. Okay. So before going to the site plan, you have to consider the site building bylaws. In case if you are not considering building bylaws, what will happen? Your building will be unhygienic or unhealthy or unscientific, or it should not be good for the people to live in that area. So that's why you have to consider the building bylaws. Now we'll move to the site plan. So if you are drawing a site plan, so what you have to consider, first you should see the area. If your area is less than or 1 hectare area, then you should give the scale as 1:500 for that plan. If it exceeds the area 1 hectare, then you should increase your scale, that is 1:1000 for the next higher area, that is more than 1 hectare. So now we'll move to the site plan. That is what the site plan indicates, means drawing of the site plan, it's showing the setbacks, floor area ratio, height of the building and minimum distance from the power line as per the National Building Code. So first we'll go to the plinth area. What do you mean by plinth area? So anybody? Plinth area means it is nothing but it is a built up area. Built up area is called as the plinth area. Means whatever the construction of building after leaving the setback, that area is called as the plinth area. See here the definition, that is it is the built up covered area measured at the floor level of the basement or any store, okay, or any story of the building. So now next we'll move to the floor area ratio. That is nothing but the floor area ratio is nothing but it is the total plinth area or a total built up area divided by plot area or site area is called as what? Floor area ratio. Okay. So next is, see here this table. What this table is indicates, see if your building is nearer to the low or the medium lines, medium voltage lines or service lines, that is nothing but the electrical cables or electrical lines, then you should maintain some distance from these cables. That is, so if your low or the medium voltage line is there near to your house, then you should keep 2.5 meter vertical distance and 1.2 meter horizontal distance from that cable. The next is, if your building is very near to the high voltage lines up to 11,000 volts, then you should leave 3.7 meter vertical distance and 1.2 meter horizontal distance. If your building is nearer to the high voltage lines from 11,000 to 33,000 volts, then you should leave the 3.7 meter vertical distance and 2 meter horizontal distance. In case your voltage line, extra high voltage line is there in your nearer to your home, that is above 33,000 volts, then you should add plus 0.3 meter for 3.7 meter, means up to 33,000 will give the 3.7 meter vertical distance. For that you have to add again 0.3 meter if it exceeds the 33,000 volts. Similarly for horizontal distance also you should add the 0.3 meter for extra 33,000 volts, means above 33,000 volt any extra voltage is there in your nearer to your home, then you should leave 3.7 plus 0.3 meter and 2 plus 0.3 meter. Okay, so like this you have to consider. Next is, see here actually what the site plan indicates. So your drawing consisting of the name of the block and street and road in which the site is situated and number of the site where it is located and nothing but the approved layout and the reference number of the approval with the use of the building. It may be any residential building or any commercial building. So you have to first note down that what the drawing is consisting, the name of the block and street, road in which the site is situated and the number of the site in the approval layout and the reference number of such approval with the use of the building. So for which purpose you are using that building, whether it is a residential purpose or a commercial purpose. Next you should see the boundaries of the site and of any contiguous land belonging to the owner thereof. What it means? So first you consider the whatever boundary is there for your building. Then contiguous land means the only one boundary is sharing between the adjacent plot and your site. So that's why you have to consider that thing also. If you are sharing your boundary with the adjacent plot, then you should note down that thing also. Then next thing is that you should show the north direction related to the plan of the building. Then also write the name and description of the adjacent roads, streets and lines. And also the position of the adjacent plots, whether that is vacant or built up. What it's meaning? The position of the adjacent plot means where your actual building is locating. So what are the side by buildings are there, whether the site place is vacant or any already existed building is there. That thing also you have to note down, because what will happen if you are constructing your building, so now at the present day there is no buildings nearer to your area, so you will give the little bit setbacks to your building. So later in the future what will happen if somebody is constructing a building very nearer to your building, that should be a high-rise buildings, then you will not get the proper ventilation and light and air. So that's why before constructing a building, what you have to do, you should consider any proposed buildings are coming in future days or any already existing buildings are there nearer to your home. You should give the more concentration on those points. The next is you should also consider the any physical features like wells, drains and the transmission lines are coming nearer to your place, and also the natural features like existing trees, ridges and valleys. Why you have to consider these all the things? Because in the future these things will not affect your building. So that's why before going to construction you have to give more concentration on these all things. So next, if you are drawing a site plan, then first what you have to do, the whatever your drawing is there, the plot size or anything, whatever the drawing they will give you, so first you should calculate your drawing length. So how to calculate that drawing length? See here, the drawing length for calculation there is a formula, that is scale. Scale means this is a given scale, or you have to assume your scale according to the drawing. Okay, see here, this is a scale into actual length in centimeter or millimeter. If you want to convert it into a centimeter or in millimeter, write down that actual length. Okay, see here example, your plot size is 9 by 12 meter. How you will convert that 9 by 12 meter size to the drawing length? See here, drawing length is equal to scale into actual length in centimeter. So drawing length for 1 meter, we are calculating for 1 meter equal to, what is your scale? That is 1:100. 100. Okay, 1 is to 100 into, if you are converting it into a centimeter, then write it as 1 into 100. That is conversion from 1 meter to centimeter, that is 1 into 100. If you are converting into a millimeter, then take down that 1 meter is equal to 1000 mm, that is 1 into 1000. So now we are converting into a centimeter, so that's why I have taken it as 1 into 100. Now your 1 meter of actual length is equal to 1 centimeter of drawing length. I hope you understood this thing. So now we'll come to the size of the plot, that is 9 by 12 meter. So now convert your drawing length for 9 meter. So for, see here, for 1 meter of actual length is equal to 1 centimeter, then you should calculate for how much is for 9 meter. So that is 9 into 1, that is 9 centimeter. And if it is your drawing length is 12 meter, then that is 12 into 1, that is 12 centimeter. If your drawing length is 2.5 meter, then 2.5 into 1, that is 1 centimeter equal to 2.5 centimeter. So like this you have to convert your drawing length. So next is another example. See here, now they have given the scale as 1 is to 200. For example, your size of the plot is 9 by 12 meter. So now you should convert it into a drawing length. So what is the formula to convert the drawing length? That is scale into actual length in centimeter or millimeter. So now take down the drawing length of 1 meter is equal to, your scale is 1 is to 200, that is 1 divided by 200 into, if you are converting into a centimeter means into 100, that is 1 into 100. So how much you will get? Your answer is 0.5 centimeter. See now, 1 meter of actual length is equal to 0.5 centimeter of drawing length. So if they have given 9 meter means you convert it into a centimeter. How much centimeter for drawing length of 9 meter means 9 into 0.5, that is 4.5 centimeter. Drawing length of 12 meter equal to 12 into 0.5 equal to 6 centimeter, and drawing length for 2.5 meter is equal to 2.5 into 0.5 centimeter, that is equal to 1.25 centimeter. Like this you have to convert your drawing length first, then you should draw the site plan. Okay, see here, before drawing the site plan, what are the procedures to follow? How to draw the site plan? See here, first what you have to do, convert the sizes of the site and the properties attached to the site according to the given scale. Okay, so whatever the scale they have given to you, convert that scale to the your size, convenient size, how much size you require. For that size you should convert that length. Okay, so next draw the length and breadth of the site as per the orientation and size. Then after that, after drawing the length and breadth of the site, you should leave the setbacks, whatever the setbacks they have given to you. So all the 4 sides of the building as per the building bylaws, to get the built up area or plinth area. Means after leaving your setbacks area, so you should deduct that setback area from total plot size, then you will get your plinth area or built up area. So whatever the plinth or the built up area is there, that area you should hatch with lines, 45-degree lines. Okay, hatch your that built up area with 45-degree lines. So using your drafter, you can convert your drafter to the, or you can set your drafter to 45 degree, then draw the lines. Okay, so like this you have to draw the plot area. So next is that draw the properties attached to the site outside as per given size and the orientation given. So after drawing your plot size, then next draw the what are the properties, the other properties attached to your building. Okay, so those plot numbers etc. things you have to mention here. Then label the title of the property inside the drawing. Inside the drawing where your actual plinth area is there you should write your title of the property. Okay, then show the north direction. It is must, you should first show the north direction and title of the plan and scale at the bottom of the drawing. At the bottom of the drawing, if you consider this is your drawing sheet, then from the bottom right side what you have to do, draw a title box. Here in this title box, first you write down your name, then next write down the what drawing you are doing, the drawing name, then next you write down the scale, which is what is the scale you are using for that drawing. Okay, so next after that what you have to do, show the calculation to the site like what all the calculation is required for that problem. It may be a site area, or it may be a plinth area, or it may be a plot coverage area, or it may be a floor area ratio. So you should calculate this, all the calculations in the drawing cells itself. So like this you have to draw your site plan. So I hope you understood this, all the things. If you have any doubt, please contact me. Thank you.